In the 1500s, let me tell you, that most people got married in June because they took their yearly bath in May. So they still smelled pretty good by June. And the brides carried a bouquet of flowers to reduce really the body odour. And that tradition carries through to today. You think you've got it rough. One bath a year. Talking about baths, the baths consisted of a big tub filled with hot water, and in those days, the man of the house got in first into the bath, the yearly bath. The privilege of the nice clean water, followed by the other sons and males in the family, then finally the women, and then last of all, the children. But last of the last was not the children, but it was the babies. By then, the water was so dirty, you could actually lose someone in it. Hence the saying, don't throw out the baby with the bath water. You think you've got it tough. What about the homes? Well, in those days, houses had thatched roofs. Thick straw piled high, with no wood underneath. And it was the only place for the animals to get warm, believe it or not. So all the cats and other small animals, mice and bugs and everything else, got up into the roof and lived in the roof. But you know, when it rained, it became slippery. And sometimes animals would slip off the roof, resulting in the saying, it's raining cats and dogs. There you go. Haven't we come a long way? But still we're unsure about where we're going. We've come a long way from the 1500s, and thankfully we have. But there are some issues at play, aren't there? 3 books that I've read recently all say virtually the same thing, that our planet is changing and nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. It doesn't matter whether you read The Black Swan or The 5 Literacy of Global Leadership or When Giants Fall relating to the US. What they're really saying, and dare I say it in a room full of professionals and professionals involved in finance, that some of us professionals, including my own profession, really are making it up on the fly. I've just done a tour of Australian cities talking about how to be successful in 2010. Every capital I went to, and it was with business consultants, were really saying that they didn't know where it was going. They thought the retail sector might take us through to Christmas, but now with an interest rise, who knows? After Christmas, they're saying, don't know, about February or March we could be in trouble again. We just don't know. These are uncharted waters. And when they're uncharted waters, and when we're unsure of what's happening, we need to be our own best friend. For example, that middle book, The 5 Literacies of Global Leadership, says this: the past no longer serves us for understanding the future. Who, for example, predicted the 1987 stock market crash or the current GFC? We're also on the verge of a collapse of 3 ecosystems. 1, the economy. We won't go back to business as usual. 2, the environment. We just can't sustain it. And 3rd, energy. We can't continue in the same way. Now, any one of those would cause us to query where we're going as a nation and as a planet. Bring those 3 together and we have something that could be catastrophic. Now, I'm not a prophet of doom, and I'm normally a fairly optimistic person, but what I want to say to you is we're not in control of those events. There are things happening around us irrespective, and any one of those 3, if they happen by themselves, could produce interesting effects for our planet and our way of life. But as they converge, provides a very interesting recipe. So what's our response to that? Well, we could do any number of things. And you might want to add a few more to those. Some just hope that it'll go away. Some have feverish activity where they'll grab at anything. And there are other scenarios. But ultimately, my message to you today is that we need to be our own best friend and figure out where we want to go and what we have to offer. Because I can't do anything about the weather. I can't do anything about the economy. I can't do much about energy except in my own little domain. Is that true or not? It's true. So your challenge to yourself is figure out who you are and how you can be your best in 2010.